All right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bare Muscle Garage, it's time for Boss Battle Day with Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So today we've got a boss battle, which means we are doing 4-minute rounds of 300-meter run. 10 box jump overs, jumping or stepping is allowed, 15 kettlebell swings, and then as many calories on the bike as we can do until the 4 minutes are up. Then we're going to rest 1 minute after each round. We're going to do this for a total of 4 rounds. We may be looking at this thinking, I'm not even sure I fully understand what we're doing here. This sounds like a whole lot of work to get done in that short amount of time. Don't worry, guys. As always, we're going to warm up really well. And we're going to go through all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm up, which is going to activate the muscles that we are using in today's workout. So the first move we're going to do is the reverse plank up. And let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the reverse plank up for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the reverse plank up is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reverse plank ups together. Now, it could be that this is a bit hard on the wrist, in which case we may choose to do the glute bridge instead. Let's have Reb remind us what the glute bridge looks like. We're going to be laying on our back, pull the feet in close, squeeze those glutes, get the hips nice and high. But if we are doing the reverse plank up as prescribed, we've got those hands to the side, squeezing those glutes, getting the hips nice and high at the top. And we want to think fast up, hold the top, slow on the way back down. So good job here on the reverse plank up or glute bridges, whichever version works better for us. Next, we're going to get the calves ready for action. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the reverse of the dynamic calf stretch for us on each side. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do some dynamic elbows like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 dynamic calf stretches on each side. Now, it could be that this is a bit hard on the wrist, in which case we got you covered with some other options here. We could do this off of an inclined surface, just like we see Betty Boop doing over here. It could be off a counter, it could be off a sofa, or even off the wall, but we'll be in an incline pike position, bending the one knee, pushing the back heel into the ground. But if we're doing the calf stretch as prescribed, we're piking the hips up, pushing that back heel into the ground, holding that for about 2 seconds before switching sides. So good job here on the calf stretch, whichever version works better for us. Next, we've got some good mornings. Let's go ahead and have Betty Boop demonstrate 2 good mornings for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the good morning is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 good mornings together. So on the good morning, we've got those arms folded across the chest. And we are going to initiate by sending those hips back and getting that chest to just about parallel. And then we're going to squeeze the glutes until we get all the way back up to a fully standing locked out position. And throughout the movement, we want to keep those shoulders back and look as straight ahead as possible to keep a nice straight back. So good job here on the good mornings. Next, we're going to do some high knees with a hip circle. Let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps on each leg for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do a forward arm raise with a lateral return like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 high knees with a hip circle on each side. Now, it could be that we need to use some assistance here for balance, just like Betty Boop. If we need to hold on to a close by object for a little bit of assistance, that is completely fine. But if we are doing this as prescribed, we are getting that knee up past the hip level and circling all the way around, opening up those hip flexors, which is going to be especially important for all the running we're going to be doing today. So good job here on these high knee hip circles. Next, we're going to do some reverse lunges. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the reverse lunge for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the reverse lunge is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the reverse lunge, 5 on each leg. Now, it could be that we need to hold on to a close by object for assistance, just like we see Betty Boop doing over here. We could hold on to a sturdy piece of furniture or a counter or whatever level of assistance we need. Or if we, even with the assistance, we're not getting that knee to the ground, then we can do some step downs. Let's have Betty Boop demonstrate here. We can get a sturdy surface that we feel comfortable stepping up onto, such as a footstool or a step ladder, or even stairs if that's the most practical option for us. But then we're going to have both feet up on the object and then alternate the step down leg. But if we're doing the reverse lunge as prescribed, we're taking a nice big step back, back knee on the ground. And since we are looking for that knee to touch the ground, it's good to have either a soft surface or some knee protection, just like we see over here. So good job on these reverse lunges, whichever version is better for us. So what I'd like everyone to do now is let's grab a super light kettlebell, if we have one. By light, I mean 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. If we don't have a light kettlebell, then any other light object will do. It could be a light dumbbell or any other common household object, preferably something with a handle today, such as an empty water jug, orange juice jug, laundry detergent jug, something along those lines. So with this object in hand, we're going to do some sumo deadlifts. And let's go ahead and have Reb demonstrate 2 reps of the sumo deadlift for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the sumo deadlift is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the sumo deadlift together. So on this sumo deadlift, that object is starting on the ground in between the feet. And we've got the hips super low, meaning we're bending those knees to get the hips low. But we've got the chest up, shoulders back, looking straight ahead. And we're going to take a deep breath in and brace that core as we drive the ground away, getting to a fully standing, locked out position with the shoulders back at the top. And then we're going to brace that core on the way back down as well. So good job here on the sumo deadlift. And finally, here in the activation phase, we're going to do some Russian swings. Let's have Iron Man Dean tap into his heritage and show us some 3 Russian swings. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the Russian swing is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 reps of the Russian swing together. So on this Russian swing, we are going to initiate by getting that kettlebell back between the legs. And then we are squeezing the glutes, glute bridging that object up to about face level. So notice this is not an arm-based thing. This is a hip and a leg-based thing. We are getting that object up to about face level with the power of the glutes and the hips. So good job here on these Russian swings. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 4 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move is the run. And if we happen to have space to run outside, what I'd like us to do is to find a distance that we can get this run done in about 1:15, maybe about 90 seconds in the workout. So what I'd like you to do is if you do plan to run outside, maybe let's run for about 30 to 45 seconds in one direction, make a note of that turnaround point, and then that'll be a good distance for us to run back in the workout. But most of us are going to be doing our runs inside. We're going to be doing some form of shuttle run. And let's have Bird Dog show us the preferred 50-foot shuttle run, which is running 25 feet down and turning around with no tap on the ground today, running 25 feet back. That was 1. Now, if we don't have a 25-foot span of space, then that's fine. We can do these shuttle runs in place. Let's have Bird Dog show us 1 rep of the in-place shuttle run, which is 20 high knees in place. And then after the 20, we can change directions or use the finger counting method to help us keep track of how many we're doing. And if we're doing this from this seated position, then each shuttle run is going to be 20 arm raises. And after each set of 20, we clap those hands or use the finger counting method to keep track of that. With that in mind, let's everyone do 5 shuttle runs here. And so on these shuttle runs, we are using the version that is best for us. If we happen to have a 25-foot span of space, we're going to run down and back. Or if we happen to have a 7.5 meter span of space, then that is optional as well. But we also want to definitely pay attention to our level of impact. And so notice how Betty Boop is using a low impact version here, and she's counting 20 steps. Every 20 steps counts as a shuttle run for her. And that is another option here that is perfectly fine if we're trying to manage that impact. So good job here on whatever version of the run that we choose to do. The second move that we're doing in today's workout is box jump overs. And preferably, if we have some type of sturdy plyo box like this, the box jump over would go like this if we choose to jump. Or if we're trying to manage our impact, we could do step overs like this. And if we're doing this from the seated position, I would like you to grab a light weight, such as a light dumbbell, and that box jump over is going to look like this. So let's everyone first find a nice sturdy surface that we feel comfortable stepping up onto, or perhaps jumping up onto. First, we're definitely going to do some steps here. And if we have space and let's do some steps first here, Betty Boop, using that step ladder, the step stool. If we have space to step down on the other side, that is ideal. And I want us to get through a good at least 6 reps here of stepping over the object before we decide to jump. Now, even for those of us who do decide to jump, let's definitely, of course, safety first. We want to make sure that it's an object that we feel comfortable either jumping up onto or clearing without any issues. We must feel confident in it, and it definitely must be something that is sturdy if we plan to land on it, or if we just plan to clear it, just like Reb the Rabbit here, that is completely fine as well. Alternatively, like we saw Betty Boop do, and it could be that, we decide to jump to a low object like a plate or something along those lines. Let's see a couple of those plate jumps, Betty Boop. She's been doing steps for a while, has been building the requisite leg and joint strength, and feels comfortable jumping onto this plate. Maybe that's something that we could consider doing if our joint health allows. But good job here on whatever version of the jump or step that we choose to do. The third move that we're doing in today's workout is the kettlebell swing, as in the full overhead kettlebell swing. And let's look on as Reb demonstrates 3 reps of the kettlebell swing. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the kettlebell swing is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the kettlebell swing together. Now, on this kettlebell swing, we are initiating by sending that object back between the legs, and then we are using the power of the hips and the glutes to get that up overhead, pressing the head through, and getting those arms back, biceps into the ear at the top. Now, it could be that getting that object all the way overhead is a bit of a challenge for us due to shoulder issues, in which case we may choose to do the Russian swing, and let's have Reb remind us what that looks like. So on the Russian swing, we would just be getting that up to face level. And that is another option for today if going overhead does not suit us. But good job here on these kettlebell swings, whichever version we choose to do. And the fourth and last move that we're doing in today's workout is the bike. So if you happen to have some type of stationary bike, I'd like you to hop on that bike right now, and let's get a little practice ride in to make sure that the seat is set to the way that we like, and of course, all the other settings are good for us. Or if you have an alternative cardio machine that you'd like to use, such as a rowing machine, that is acceptable for today as well. But most of us don't have these machines. We're the machines. We're going to do a modification that preserves the stimulus of getting that heart rate up while working on some skills. We're going to do some crossovers, or at least some jump rope. So if you have a jump rope, I'd like you to grab one. Otherwise, yes, we will show you some body weight equivalents for that. And let's look on as Reb demonstrates some crossovers for us. Now, if we happen not to have a jump rope, then we could do some jumping thigh slaps. And let's have Reb demonstrate a couple jumping thigh slaps, slapping same side, then cross. We could do the cross thigh slap as well. Now, if we are doing this from the seated position, then for the seated version of the crossover, I'd like us to do actually right arm over, left arm over, and we are going back and forth like this. So let's all join in here, either with the jump rope or with the body weight version. And let's do a couple reps of these, either jumping thigh slaps or the crossovers. Now, we did mention, hey, maybe jumping is just not for us. In which case, we have a couple low impact options, just like we see Betty Boop doing here. We could do some stepping crossovers, right arm over, left arm over, alternating the left and right leg. Or even if we have a jump rope and the crossover is kind of crazy for us, then you know what? We can just do some singles. Let's have Reb remind us what some good old fashioned singles look like. And that's where we're just swinging that rope, just finding our rhythm there. And if that's where we are right now, just working on regular singles, that's completely fine as well. But good job on whatever version of the crossover or thigh slap or jump rope that we choose to do. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to that kettlebell swing to do either the scaled, intermediate, or RX weight in today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing at least 5 to 10 practice swings, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for our division today. But if we have not been earning badges, or we're just getting back into this after a long time off, then please let's not add any weight. That super light weight that we were just using in the warm up, 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less, is going to be more than enough for us today. It's very important that we have the right form and consistency with all our habits before we've earned the right to add or reintroduce intensity, such as by adding weight or going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number one, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number two, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. Let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number three, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go, the countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number four, music. Super important. We want at least 4 to 5 jams today that are going to keep us pumped throughout all of these rounds. So what's on your playlist? You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of our score? There's a lot going on in these rounds. We've got 3 different buy-in moves, and then we're going to be counting reps on the bike or the jump rope or whatever the case. So what helps us keep everything straight? Definitely having the workout written down close by. So if you're a teacher's pet and you know who you are, let's go ahead and show that whiteboard on screen, and let's take this teacher's pet picture. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Special shout out to Iron Man Dean with the handwriting award for today. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this boss battle. 4-minute rounds of 300-meter run, 10 box overs, jumping or stepping, that's up to you, 15 kettlebell swings, and then as many calories on the bike as we can do until the 4 minutes are up. Then we're going to rest a minute and run that back for a total of 4 rounds of this whole thing. Now, most of us, for the 300-meter run, we're going to be doing our shuttle runs inside. And we are looking to get these shuttle runs done in about 90 seconds or less. So let's either modify the shuttle run to get it done within that time. We're going to be doing the 15 sets of shuttle runs, or if 15 is a whole lot for us, no matter how we slice it, we may consider going down to 10 shuttle runs. That's a choice I'm going to give you. On the box jump overs, let's choose a height and an object that is safe and sturdy, but that we feel comfortable using. And let's choose whether jumping or stepping based on our circumstances. Of course, if we are limiting our impact, then no jumping whatsoever. Let's step through it. On the kettlebell swings, we are not adding weight unless we've been earning badges. We're going to be doing 15 full swings overhead, or if our shoulders don't allow it, if Russian swings up to face level are better for us, then so be it. We can do the 15 Russian swings. And then for the bike, most of us are going to be doing either the jump rope version, counting our crossovers, or counting singles if that's better for us. Or maybe we're counting jumping thigh slaps, or maybe even stepping jacks or jumping jacks. We have lots of different options there, but we're going to count those reps. That's going to be our score each round. If we do happen to have some type of exercise machine, then we'll be counting whatever output that it gives, whether it's calories or whatever the case, and the total amount of effort or calories or whatever the case that we earn after the runs, the box overs, and the swings each round is going to be our score. So our score, once again, is going to be the total amount of calories or crossovers or jumping jacks that we've earned after having completed the run, the box overs, and the swings in that 4-minute round. We're going to rest a minute and repeat this for a total of 4 rounds. So if you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we'll get this started. I'm going to give us a 10-second countdown, and then I'm going to highlight red to get us going. So here we go, guys. 300-meter run, or 15 shuttle runs, 10 box overs, 15 kettlebell swings, and then as many calories or crossovers or jumping jacks that we can do until the 4 minutes are up. And then we're going to rest a whole minute, run that back for 4 rounds. Starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off. And there goes Reb running the distance. But we've got lots of other options here, whether we are running in place or doing 15 sets of shuttle runs. But awesome work here. 15 shuttle runs, or perhaps less, depending on our circumstances. But either way, we're picking an option that we need to hustle to complete in less than 90 seconds. And so let's keep that in mind as we push through these runs. And we have lots of different options to manage the level of impact that is good for us, whether we're running the distance or doing the shuffle steps in place. Lots of different options here. And just for us to be aware of the time, we are at the 1 minute 20 mark. And on that note, there goes Mighty Mouse, done with those shuttle runs. And there goes Bird Dog, just finishing those shuttle runs. About to hit these jump overs. And Reb coming right back from that run, right in time. About to hit these jump overs. And Betty Boop on these jumps. But nice work here. And here goes Iron Man Dean, moving King Noxie onto these overs. And there goes Reb with the hike start, and then boom, going on to those swings. Bird dog on the swings as well. Let's keep it close to the body. We don't want those arms to get way out ahead of us. Mighty Mouse done with those steps, moving on to these swings. And if we're doing everything right, then we are hitting the target window. And I'll go ahead and say today's target window is to get at least a minute on that bike. And on that note, yes, we've got Bird Dog getting into position right in time. And we've got Reb picking up that rope right in time. And Mighty Mouse right on time on these rolls, and Betty Boop. And we are counting these reps here, no matter which version that we are choosing to do. Whether we're counting the strokes on the rower, if that's what we need to do. And we've got 30 more seconds until we go into a 1 minute rest. So we are going to rest for a minute to write our score and recover and get ready for that next round to hit it hard. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and 1 minute rest here. Let's take a quick breather. Let's write that score down, whatever that score is for us. But let's hear how you're feeling. Let's hear from Betty Boop. First round in, and how are we feeling right now?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm feeling winded. It's challenging, but it's good. It's really good.
And that's exactly what we're doing here, guys. We are pacing ourselves. That was the first of 4 rounds. But this battle format, it encourages us to push hard. And so let's get ready for this second round, starting in 15 seconds. And we are going to highlight Iron Man Neem to kick us off. In 3, 2, 1, off we go on these shuttle runs. And we saw how the first round went. We are definitely going to adjust accordingly in the second round. But nice work here. Let's push, let's go, let's move. Pacing the right way, doing our thing. And those who've been doing this program for a while understand the importance of hitting the target window. And we have lots of different types of workouts in this program. And so this is a battle style format. And the target window may not be quite as straightforward, but if we make the right choices, then we will have the target window of time that we want on the bike. So it's about picking the right choices with our buy-in options, the right distance on the run, the right style of run, the right style of jumping or stepping over the box or whatever other object, the right weight on the swing. We're looking for pretty much unbroken 15 on these swings here, so that we can have that target window of about a minute on the bike each of these 4 rounds. Reb with that hike start going straight into these swings here. Mighty Mouse on the swings as well. Dean finishing off some Noxie approved step overs. But nice work here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And on that note, we've got Mighty Mouse taking off on this bike, doing some rolls for the bike. Red picking up that rope. Bird Dog about to go to town on that row. Iron Man Dean and Betty Boop finishing off some swings here. But we are on this second round here, fighting our way through. Let's do our thing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Iron Man Dean about to push this bike in this second round. And we've got 30 more seconds until our next rest. So let's keep pushing. Let's go. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Woo! 2 rounds in. Feeling that burn, right? In fact, let's hear from Iron Man Dean. How are we feeling 2 rounds into this thing?
Sorry, a little sweaty and a little out of breath. So yeah, I need to pick up my running pace.
And that's exactly what we're learning here. Sweaty, out of breath, totally expected. But more importantly, we are planning how to execute. It's like, okay, if I want some more time on this bike, I need to either hustle more on that run or do what I gotta do. Hey, you know what? Maybe we even make some choices to reevaluate the volume of run that we do, whatever we need to do to hit that window. Hey, round 3 starting in 3, 2, 1. That took us by surprise. Here we go. Round 3, and we're off. Betty Boop on this run. Iron Man Dean taking off even faster than last time. Mighty Mouse crushing these runs here. So we are past the halfway point here. Doing these runs. Breathing hard, pushing hard. And we are staying on our game. Let's breathe, let's push, let's stay motivated. We are deep into this. We're in round 3. It's not quite the last round, but we're definitely feeling that burn. Mighty Mouse on these steps here. So great work, Mighty Mouse, making quick work of those steps. Bird Dog joining in. Hopping over. Grab coming back from the run. About to hit these rabbit jumps. Betty Boop staying nice and consistent with these plate jumps here. Love to see the progress. Everyone stepping just even a little bit outside their comfort zone. Betty Boop already on these swings, as is Bird Dog. As is Mighty Mouse. And let's remember to keep it close to the body. Use those hips, use those legs. But yes, we are keeping it close, saving that lower back and those shoulders. And there goes Mighty Mouse, hopping into action, getting on this bike here. So doing some rolls for the bike. Bird Dog about to hop onto that rower. Red picking up that rope. Let's do it. And everyone getting to that bike faster this round. Much better choices, much better pacing. But we are breathing, we are getting through it here. Let's stay on it, let's stay motivated. Just about 20 more seconds until the next rest. Ten more seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. Woo! We are feeling it. We are deep in it here, guys. And we are getting that score in. Let's hear from Bird Dog. 3 rounds in here. How are we feeling about this one?
Oh, I'm just thinking about one more. One more to go. But yeah, keeping my pace. I'm glad. Go up a little bit each time. So I think I'm nice and warmed up, ready for this last round.
That's what we want to hear. So let's get our game face on. We've got the last round starting in just about 20 seconds. There's nothing left after this. Let's give it our all. Let's make the last round the blast round. And we're going to highlight Bird Dog to get us going. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. And we're off on this last round here. Let's go just a little faster on these runs. Let's shave just a couple seconds off from the swings. Let's respect those jumps though. Let's keep those jumps nice and steady, especially if we're jumping. But even if we're stepping, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And if we could shave a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there, then boom, we can really blast on the bike or the crossovers, whichever version we're doing. But let's do this thing here. We are breathing, we are moving. Staying on it. And then after that run, moving on to these jumps. Bird Dog on the jumps. Mighty Mouse on these steps. But nice work here. Getting through it. And Reb coming back super fast from the run. Boom, about to hit these jumps. And then after those jumps, unbroken swings. Let's throw that back. Let's pop that up. Keeping it close to the body. Betty Boop on these swings as well. Mighty Mouse on these swings. Ironman Dean on these swings. Then after these swings, we've got the last round of bike. Mighty Mouse first to the bike. Bird Dog joining in right behind. Ironman Dean getting to that bike. Betty Boop. And then we've got Reb picking up that rope. Everyone exactly on target. So now, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Let's go through this, especially if it's crossovers. If it's a row machine or a bike or whatever we got, let's just blast this thing. This is the last minute here, of which we got 45 seconds. Last round, fast round. We are breathing, we are pushing. "30 seconds left. Staying focused, staying calm. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. And not a moment too soon, right? Well, I'll tell you what. Now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch is super important to help us fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do today is Samson stretch. And that's going to be where we take a nice big lunge step forward like this, and then we twist toward the front knee. So not this way, but toward that front knee, turning the back palm upward. And you know what? Hey, if this is a bit hard on that knee, that's fine. We can do a single leg forward fold, reaching toward the toe like this. And while we're doing this, let's reflect on the workout. Let's do some high-low buffalo. And let's hear first from Reb. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're going to get one elbow up and pull to the back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Reb?
My high is the run because I stayed pretty consistent on the time. The low were the crossovers because I got less each round. I think I was getting sloppy as I got tired. Buffalo is just, I never expected to see like such a cardio leg casserole. It was just like run and then jump and then use your legs and then jump some more. So that was definitely a challenge, but we got through it.
Every day is leg day if you try hard enough. But yes, super engine based today, lower body dominant. As we know, we definitely vary the stimulus all throughout the week and all throughout the months in order to develop the full body. And so today, the legs win, and you did a great job with it. So good job, Reb. Let's go ahead and hit a half split now. So we are going to shift the hips back and then lean the chest in toward that knee. And hey, if this is once again hard on that knee, that's fine. We can actually do a straddle stretch like this and reach toward the right foot. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Bird Dog. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we can just get the right arm back as far as it goes, perhaps even holding on to something with the left if we need to. But what is your high-low buffalo, Bird Dog?
I would like to say that my high was probably just, I like this workout. You get to manage your numbers and pace so you can see where you're at. If I okay, I need to speed it up to keep up with myself. So I like that kind of setup. Of course, I love the little minute breaks too. My low was probably the box jump overs, just because a couple of times I kind of broke up my legs, and so I had to really concentrate instead of just going fast and try to get to my row. I slowed down and like made sure of my jumps each time. And my buffalo was round 4. I blasted it. That was my highest number.
And that's what we want to see there. So good job managing that pace, staying careful, especially through the jumps, so that we can confidently blast that row, or the bike, and for most of us, but the row in your case. Let's go ahead and Samson stretch on the other side now. So we're getting into a nice long lunge on this side, twisting toward that knee. And once again, if that's hard on the knee, we can reach toward the foot like this. And while we're on this side, let's hear from Betty Boop. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we can get that left arm back, maybe holding on to something with the right. But what is your high-low buffalo, Betty Boop?
Okay, my high was that I was able to increase each rep for the crossovers. Each one was better than the last one, and so the last one was the best. My low was that I need to get one of those little things that you can. It's a little bit higher than the plate. I want to be able to step up, jump up on that. And my buffalo was the minute wait between the second and third round. I was enjoying that minute so much. And then next thing I know is you're saying, and then 3, 2, and I had to dash over there to get to get to my post. And so that was my buffalo. It was a great WOD, Coach. Thanks.
Yep, definitely always important to keep track of the time there. In addition to our awesome bare muscle clock, having our own clock is useful. But hey, you know what? Everyone snapped right into action on that third round, did not even skip a beat. So good job, Betty Boop. And let's go ahead and get into a split on this side. So we're getting those hips back, getting the chest into the ground like this, or close to the knee, I should say. And if this is hard on that knee, then we're gonna straddle and now reach toward the left foot. And while we're here, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. And if we're doing this in a seated position, we're getting the left elbow up and pulling back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo, Mighty Mouse?
My high was doing the box jump over, the step ups for the box jump over. I didn't have a low, but my buffalo was in this workout you definitely had to pace yourself, because it was easy to get tired, and by me doing taking a rest between, it really helped out. In the last round I didn't sit down at all, so I had more energy to so it really helped me.
And great to see you managing that pace so well, Mighty Mouse. And so glad to see your progress getting up and out of the bed, and then the wheelchair, and then now doing everything from the standing position. Definitely an inspiration. So good job, Mighty Mouse. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left. This sweaty selfie. Because does this count if we don't take that selfie? Let's flex on the camera. And let's take that selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fist in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps. Fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Big Crow!
Big crew. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this program, then please give this channel a subscribe, a like, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.